what's up guys, it's Powerbang. Welcome back to another video. We've got the Dark Looters versus WHF on deck today. Still chilling in the hotel room in Helsinki, but focusing on dragons today. Specifically at Townhall 10, we had some awesome stuff going on here with Townhall 10 action against Dark Looters. So big shout out to the Dark Looters. You guys are always one of my favorite clans to play against, even though we're normally on the wrong side of the victory there. This time we actually were able to get one up on them. So welcome back if you guys are coming back to competitive play at all. It was really good to see some of you on the battlefield. That being said, let's get into it with Groovy Tawny here, bringing the queen walk from the top of the base. He's gonna be using that queen to wall break in and out, in and out, in and out. You can see all of these air defenses that are on the outside of this base, accessible by breaking one layer of walls with his wall breakers. So as you can see, he sends in some test wall breakers to all of these junctions first to make sure that he's not getting sniped by those mini bombs. So as the coast is clear, he's able to get the CC lure out. He's gonna be able to take out a golem and loon with the queen here. So a pretty beefy CC that's designed to hold him up for quite some time, forced to use the poison spell, but ultimately he's gonna be able to handle this without any issue at all. Once the golem goes down here, you're gonna start seeing the archers on the right side funneling, and that's to keep the queen inside the base as she ultimately weaves her way in and out of the walls here. Again, you see on the other side of the base funneling happening already. You've got archers and minions picking off buildings to help the dragons eventually when they are dropped on the base. So here it is, as the queen approaches, pay attention to the archer tower and the cannon at 3 o'clock there. Once those lock onto the queen, like right now, you can see the coast is clear now for the wall breakers, and he's gonna send some of those in. They do catch the rage spell here, so they accidentally open up a second layer of walls. Luckily, the air sweeper was not closer than the archer tower, and the queen continues on her designed path. So got a little bit close to, not failing, but having the queen not go where he intended. He's gonna send in another set of wall breakers to break yet another junction. Rage spell to get them through, as they did not have the queen tanking for them. The timing was a little bit off there. And she's gonna push through the double cannon, get the last air defense taken out here, and the rest is just all drags and loons. Another key point here on this raid is the king on the outside left part of the base is actually tanking a lot of the air targeting defense for the dragons, making sure that archer tower is not focused on the dragons, it's instead focused on the king. But eventually, the middle does not go down. The dragons get sniped there. He has some balloons that were designed for the backside of this base, sends them in on the front side instead because the queen is obviously going to survive, the dragon survived, the king survives, but that middle part was a little bit sketchy. So he goes ahead, takes that out, everything else is good to go. Groovy Tawny getting it done against Dark Looters here with the dragons. We're gonna see more of him later in the episode. We had multiple people with 6-packs this war, so big props to the guys. And let's move on to the next raid here. We're gonna be taking a look at Ozzietron here, and Ozzy is a notorious dragon attacker, kind of try to find his niche, you know, for a long time in the game, and eventually he is settled in very nicely with dragons. That seems to be the go-to method for him, and he's gonna absolutely crush it again this raid. It didn't quite go as he is going to plan here. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a moment, but check this out. Bowler gets the skip damage, taking out 2 buildings. Really, really advantageous there if you can make that happen on the outside, out of the range of any defenses. Bowler getting it done on the funneling, taking out 3 buildings all by himself. Now the king is gonna push down the left side. Anytime you see a king pushing by some air defenses located in the base, oftentimes you're gonna see the queen come down right after him. King designed to tank as long as possible. Queen here takes out the air defense on the bottom corner, and you're gonna see the wall breakers actually open up the wall here to go into the base. Now, unfortunately, wall breakers probably could have gone down on the junction there instead of the next compartment. That actually forces the queen to walk the wrong direction. He wanted her to go in, get the air defense, but he was also trying for a little bit extra, wanted to get the Inferno Tower as well, and unfortunately, gets neither of them. The queen walks, she's going to pop the ability last second, and now it's like, crap, what do I do here? Let's just go as planned. 9 dragons go down on the field, and hopefully, cross your fingers, they can get the job done. Very nice spread on the dragons, pretty wide set. There is no real air defense on the opening side of this base. He's got all cannons and wizard towers, not gonna do a thing against the dragons, so a lot of momentum is able to be built up as he pushes through the base. Funneling being done on the outside by the baby dragon, heading down the side of the base. Really good job on that, keeping the big dragons in the center where he needs them. Now, 3 air defenses left up right now. Sends a hound in to the backside, bottom right, along with cloned balloons. That gives him 8 balloons heading into that back section, and they are going to crush the whole quadrant, eventually getting those dragons to the Inferno Tower, and those clone balloons were the MVP. They clean up the whole bottom side here except for the Expo. And now it's a race to the air defense. The dragon that was on it does get taken out, but leaves it with a sliver of health, and here it is. Look at this. The pups and the baby dragon catch a haste, move in front of the dragons, and the air defense is taken out. This is a foregone conclusion at this point. 3-star is in the bag. Ozzietron getting it done once again for WHF with his dragons. Very nice work. And I said he'd be back. This is Groovy Tawny back again for his second of 2 3-stars here. And he is going to be bringing dragons once again. 6 of them in the army camps this time. He's got some healers as well. And this is a cleanup attack, so he knows that the outside of the bottom left portion is vulnerable to a queen walk. However, it is also stacked against it. Air mines on the outside all over the place down there, so he's going to do an interesting job with his healers here, holding them back and staggering their deployment, using rage spells to kind of as a crutch to move them along. And then once the air defenses are under control or handled, he's going to send in some extra healers so that he's able to keep the queen up. So really good job on this attack. There's that rage spell we're talking about. Queen moves to the right. Here we go. First air defense taken down, and as you can see, the healers step in just a little bit more here, and I'm waiting for that Seeking Air Mine. I'm waiting for it. There it is. Gonna pop one of the healers here, and now he's got a backup plan. He's gonna be able to send in another healer. There it is. Better angle taken. That way the air defenses aren't going to affect it. And that isn't the last healer he's going to lose. So the queen continues on. There is a second healer getting destroyed there. And as he takes out that last air defense on the bottom, you're going to see a last healer come in from the bottom to keep the queen going through the charge. So wall breaks into the bottom, going to get another air defense taken out. And the goal here is to queen walk all the way to get the air defense on that right side up by that number 22. That is the ideal case here. So he sends in a balloon here. He's going to get another Seeking Air Mine with it. Another Seeking Air Mine. I mean, good lord, all of this dude's bombs are on the left side of the base. He's still able to get it done. King gets taken out, but it's now time for the drags and the balloons to start on the raid here. He comes in from the left side. I really like the deployment of the rage spells here. He's shaping the base with the momentum of his kill squad there. You can see they're kind of working their way through, and then there is like that semicircle of rage, and they're able to just kind of collapse on the rest of the base. Unfortunately, Queen does not get the air defense that he was hoping for, but he's got some balloons for the backside to direct target that with a haste spell. It does go down. And that is pretty much that. He's got dragons going towards this last Inferno Tower. There's a couple Archer Towers left to kind of give him a little bit of a pain. But the King doing an amazing job to help out. At the top right, taking out the Tesla. One of the only severe, threats to his dragons left. But his dragons are all super low. Look at the health on all of them. All of them in the red, all of them less than 10% health. We still have Archer Towers up firing. One dragon goes down, locks onto the next, almost takes out another dragon. So this was actually a really, really close raid. King at low health, drags at low health. He's able to get by the skin on his teeth. Very nice raid though to Groovy Tawny, capping off the 6-pack for WHF. Really, really liked the raid, dude. This was very creative, and I liked how the staggered healers there kind of avoided something that the defender was obviously trying to protect against. All right, our last raid today is from Jeeper, 5150. He is also bringing the dragon attack. 5 healers in this one for the queen walk. He's got 6 dragons as well. Let's watch how he shapes this base. Coming in from the top left with the queen, and you can see he's got a semicircle of air defenses offset towards the top of the base, and that is what a dragon attacker is looking for when attacking a base, is if you've got those offset air defenses where they're all kind of on one side or in a cluster. That's when you know that a queen charge or a queen walk can really do damage here, and dragons can clean up the opposite side of the base, so that's exactly what's going to happen. Now, looks like Skivvy's here is a newer Townhall 10, so he doesn't have maxed out defenses or anything like that, but still a very formidable attack here from Jeeper. I especially like the queen kill that's gonna happen here in just a few minutes. So he's got some minions. He's got the queen coming around the top of the wall here. Eventually gonna get that air defense and wrap around the top. You're gonna see wall breakers come in from the top as well when he gets to that point. He's got 5 of them in the army camp. So looking good so far is Jeeper, and here we go, getting into that section with the cannons. He's got a little bit of fire on him, and he is gonna start funneling here with his other troops to help those dragons along in just a moment. So things looking pretty good for the queen. There she is, going around the corner, eats a giant bomb, but here comes the wall breakers. Notice as soon as that cannon locks onto the queen, now the coast is cleared for the wall breakers. He does catch a mini bomb with the first one. That's why you send them. Wall is open at this point, but the queen walks all the way around. Are you freaking kidding me? So at this point, it's like, oh crap, what do we do? What do we do? Hopefully she goes back in. So that is pretty much what's gonna happen here. So the queen starts to go around, gets the last air defense taken out. So all 4 air defenses crushed at this point, and it looks like Seeking Air Mines galore, taking out the healers at the current time. Here comes those minions kind of taking care of things, and it looks like the dragons and the balloons come in from the left. The queen kill actually doesn't happen from the queen. It is the dragons that take her out. They push through, no problem at all. Rage spells kind of keeping everything in check. The loons are pushing through without an issue at all. They're not even gonna need a heal spell here. He's gonna be able to swag the heal. A rage spell left over as well. Tons of troops left. This was a no-doubter, but it should have been on a tier 1 Town Hall 10. Skivvy gets crushed on this one. Jeeper, really nice raid, dude. Can't say enough about the queen walk there. It was really, really high value, getting all 4 air defenses and then taking out the rest of the base with the kill squad. So guys, that is going to do it for this particular episode. Hopefully you learned something about dragons, dragon attacks at Town Hall 10s. Hopefully you liked the war, man. 111-107 WHF, getting the victory over Dark Looters. That's gonna do it, guys. This is Powerbang signing out till next time. Take care.